right, AJ, we are live. It is Thursday morning on the Hey Frase Podcast, and so many things are already popping off, as you can imagine. I mean, AJ, as we say, there is never a dull moment in Hey Frase and Andreaville. I mean, it is just one thing after another.
We are not dry. We are crazy. And this time, I promise my connection will be great. I will not sound like a mouse, like a sped up mouse. Everyone was saying I sounded like that yesterday on the show.
Oh, really? Oh, well, we did have some connection issues yesterday. And then basically at the end, you just dropped off. So I was like, all right, everybody. Well, peace.
We're back, though. We're back. And today will be great.
We're back. Today will be awesome. You guys, welcome to our live show. As you know, Monday through Fridays, we are giving you brand new content, 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Facebook page, Hey Frase. And we are going to have some amazing guests coming up for you tomorrow and Monday. Now, AJ, you know my theory on this. I do not pre-promote the guests until the interviews are in the can because we've been burned 1,000 times.
I know, right?
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
That's just not okay.
It's not okay. So we'll have some good announcements for you probably later today and then over the weekend. Faux show. If you are joining our live stream and discovering the show for the very first time, hit a watch party, share this on your page, share it with a friend. We love providing you entertainment, hopefully some inspiration every once in a while. And we have an amazing show. We'll tell you whose ex-husband from The Real Housewives is now selling vibrators. Wait till you see them. Wait until you see them. My murderous cat. Oh, AJ, have you ever seen a cat eat a full mouse? Oh,
hell no. Only in the movies. Only in the movies.
You guys, I live up here in Maine and it is always, I'm staying up here in Maine through coronavirus. My mom has a dog and a cat, right? This cat is an indoor-outdoor cat. It loves to bring treats. Okay. It loves to bring, Dan claims, because Dan's supposedly like the animal whisperer, that cats bring you dead birds and stuff as gifts. Like they want to show off their, I have no idea. Does anyone know if this is true?
No, that's true. That is true because we have a government cat that lives at the corner house and it brings dead rats into the yard.
You got to talk about what a government cat is because you always say this and I don't believe it. So you claim that DC, the city, like trains cats to kill mice and rodents?
Exactly. They train these cats when they're, little kittens and they become these murder cats, but they're not actually, murderous. They're not mean to humans or anything. They don't bite, but they go around at night and they catch all the rats in the city because we have a huge rat problem because the trash is strewn everywhere. So they live, but people are allowed to adopt them. And then they just go out at night, bring the rats to the yard for to show their trophy. And then the people that own the cats have to dispose of the rats and mice.
Okay, our cat needs to apply for that job because honestly, this damn cat, her name is Hershey Park Kitty. We all went to Hershey Park as a family a couple years ago. So Kimber wanted to name her Hershey Park. So that's her name.
Set the scene.
Okay, she is this killer. She brought in a mourning dove. Okay, so she killed a mourning dove bird. This bird was massive. Brings it in, starts gnawing on it while it's still half alive. Okay.
Wait, they're not supposed to kill doves. We just want them to kill the rodents.
No,
poor dove. It had no survival.
None. She is like a cold-blooded killer, this cat. So she kills a mourning dove, brings that in. Yesterday, she brings up a mouse. Oh, she starts crunching on it. She has half of it in her mouth. She's crunching on the bones and swallowing it. You guys, I didn't.
What? Could you see the tail? Could you see the tail coming out of the mouth?
This is the murderous cat. Okay, I will.
It looks a little scruffy, I have to say.
She is a little scruff. She's a little scruffy. So she goes out all day, comes in at night. Here's all that's left. We got the carcass out of her mouth. You guys, she crunched away on the bones, and there's one leg left and a tail. I can't.
Wait, so she swallowed the rest of the body. Half of the body's gone.
Yes. I had never witnessed a cat do that. And I honestly started vomiting in my mouth and I had to run to the bathroom. Has anyone heard a cat crunch on bones? Now, this cat has more Friskies out there. I mean, she's living the life. Wet food, Friskies. She gets fed every day. And then she goes out and nauseous on these carcasses filled with with rabies. Then she wants to come snuggle. I'm like, I can't. This cat is,
And what did your brother say? Was anybody else at the scene of the crime, or you're just hearing the crunching of bones by yourself?
Oh my God. I can actually force myself to throw up right now. It was just me, but then Dan came out to try to rescue what was left of the mouse. He went and buried it today. You guys, welcome to Maine living. Like, this is the thing that stresses me out here. I'm just like, can I live in a city where all the animals are like inside only and then all the bugs outside are dead? Like, what city is that?
I know. I cannot.
Oh God. Anyway, Elaine says, oh my God, please change the subject. Lita is vomiting as well. I know. Beth O'Keefe says, hi guys, good morning. Well, welcome. Hopefully you're having your coffee and a muffin. Melissa Myers goes, Jesus Christ, it's too early to laugh this hard. All right. Well, there you go. There's a story. So AJ, what is going on with you? I need to hear like all the updates, and we've got to get into the Joe Giudice story. He's now selling vibrators. We now know why Jay Cutler, Kristen Cavallari are getting divorced. I have so many thoughts on this. And then, did your parents make you go to chickenpox parties when you were a kid?
I got them very early. So we kind of avoided that whole thing. Like, I was lucky. I got it in and out of the way.
Well, lucky you, because now people are actually going to coronavirus parties like chickenpox parties. And I'll tell you a story, because I never got chickenpox till I was in high school. It was so embarrassing.
What? Wait,
yes.
Sarah, you're supposed to get it when you're like 8 years old.
Okay, sister, I've always been a late bloomer. Like, I had my period once when I was 14, then it didn't come back till I was like 16. The OBGYN was like, yeah, if girlfriend doesn't get it here in the next couple of months, like, we need to see if she even has ovaries. So I was always a late bloomer. Myself, my brother, and one other dude at Wiscasset High School in like the late 90s all got chickenpox. And I had to be home for like 3 weeks.
Almost like a decade too late. Everyone's like, wait, is that acne or is that chickenpox?
I know. I'm a late bloomer in so many ways. Anyway, so we'll get into all that. Tell me what's going on with you. You're back in your home studio. How's life?
Back at home studio, thank God. You know, I like going to see Schmiggy, but it's just not my own space. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you're with your family, so it's kind of like being home. But I have to be in like my room with my setting and my lights and my mics and everything. So I'm happy to be back. And I've just been, we're booking a bunch of guests, and I'm going to be on another TV show next week in Chicago. So this is Central Time. So this is exciting. But yeah, I'm actually going to be featured with Gabby Hernandez.
Oh,
first time I'm announcing it. The two of us together are going to be airing together on the Chicago show called The Jam. They're going live just like us every day. And so I was like, oh, I applaud you guys. You're figuring out how to go live stream. So I'm promoting the Hey Frase show, and we're going to, Gabby and I are going to go head to head, and we're just going to say our thoughts on, everyone saying that she looks like Courtney, but I sound like Courtney.
Okay. Because for a second I had to think of what her talent was. Okay, right. She is, and I'm not knocking her. I think she's a lovely girl. So I think she's a lovely person. Me too. It's so weird to me because that's the whole thing of TikTok is like someone will put up a song or a voice. It's like Bored in the House. Like that guy, like so many people have done funny renditions that have gone viral, and it's like bored in the house and I'm in the house bored in the house and I'm in the house bored. Now he has a song with Tyga, but it's so weird. Have you heard that? Yes. SiriusXM, Tyga, and Bored in the House guy did a remix together. Today I'm spending all day coming up with some fucking jingle. I swear to God.
That's fucking fantastic. All found from TikTok. Okay. So I don't know who I'm going to get picked up by, fingers crossed for SNL.
They need to get on it.
It's insane. It's insane. So
AJ, what is it? Can we tune in? Is this a radio show or is this a TV show? How are they doing this battle?
This is a TV show. It's let's call it a battle. So really, they're just going to have me on, do the impression, and then Gabby's going to come on, and we're just going to kind of talk the controversy that happened. It's a TV show, but they go live on Facebook. So that's where they're kind of distributing all of it. It'll be a live stream. More information to come, but we just kind of settled on a day and a time. So it'll be next Wednesday on Facebook. Again, we'll send the links out in the podcast information. But that's what's going on. Working on TikToks and trying to stay kind of healthy. I don't know.
And staying alive. Yes.
Here's my ice roller that I took out pre-show.
Well, this is because yesterday, guys, if you're just catching up, so we were talking yesterday, AJ bought this little refrigerator for all of your creams and lotions and potions and like your rollers, which you're supposed to keep in the refrigerator and then like roll your skin and it helps with wrinkles. Oh, I need one of those.
Now, the only problem with this one is it's metal, so it immediately picks up the heat on your skin. I recommend another one that's all ice and plastic because it stays cold for much longer. I can do a whole live stream on face rollers.
You should. People always want our skin recommendations. I'm like, you guys, I literally go downstairs, I rattle around a bunch of pots, find like what lotions my mom has, and then I put them on. Like I do. I am not doing this video because I have no routine. All right. The only thing that I do, which seems like an extravagant thing, is now I buy $50 makeup remover wipes, and they've changed my life.
When you showed me the actual one wipe, how much makeup it took off, I was really impressed. But before, I was shading you for buying $50 makeup wipes.
I will never go back. Like I will live up here in my mom's house, like in her basement, but I will have those $50 damn wipes. Like I love them so much.
I have to know. I feel like your mom would be somebody that makes her own moisturizers and puts like honey with beeswax and stuff and like sand and mixes it together. Does she make her own?
This is how we are just so simpatico. We were just talking about that. My mom has all these old recipes of skincare things, like making your own hair mask. My mom's like, let's have a day where we make our own products. I'm like, bitch, we are doing this because I want to make my own products, and then we'll like get some cute packaging, and we're going to roll out these Maine Dirt products. Like, oh, hey, everybody. Yeah, Maine Dirt. Put it on your face.
No, that's fantastic. Because that woman from Maine like uses some type of poop, like cow poop or something. She makes, that's so Maine.
Turdy Works, which by the way, she got a show. Turdy Works debuted on like True TV or whatever this week. There's a woman in Maine who goes and collects moose shit. She dehydrates it and then she makes it into clocks, into lamps, into key rings. Who wants a moose turd as a key ring? She went viral, I'm going to say like a year ago. Some guy, I don't even think it was a Maine reporter. Somebody found her, came up, did a story on her. People could not believe she collected so much moose shit. It's all through her house. And then she went viral. Yeah. And now she has a show where they follow her around collecting poop.
I love that.
That's going to be like my future.
That's going to be your future. I love how this happened a year ago. She went viral a year ago, right? And then they picked her up. True TV picked her up as a show.
Yeah. Yes. Like she has her own Turdy Works reality show where they follow her around. I mean, I don't know how riveting this could be because you're following her around. How many turd clocks can you make until we run out the storyline?
What new episodes could you have? Yeah. What new things could you be featuring every episode? And what's going to be the conflict? Like, oh my God, today there's not enough turds to make the clock. What will we do?
I almost picture it like Cake Wars, where it's like, today on Turdy Works, can the Turdy Works CEO make the Eiffel Tower out of moose shit? Here we go. 40 minutes on the clock. And then she's running around like collecting.
Oh shit. I don't have enough time. I don't like making her cows poop and stuff because she doesn't have enough poop. Oh,
swear to God. I think that's what it is. Anyway. Yeah. So
wow, this show is just bodily fluids and everyone is grossed out already.
I don't know how that happened, except I'll talk about this at the end of the show. Last night I did a podcast, Cup to Cup. These guys are great. And I hope they come on this show. They have like a comedy pop culture podcast, but the only thing that they really wanted to talk about was our interview with Amber and Barnett and how we got into, and I asked them about who takes the biggest shits. Like that's all they cared about.
Oh, they just kept on going back to that question. They loved that.
They loved it so much. And I thought to myself, oh my God, like we are going to become the bodily functions question, like bodily functions pod.
Anyway. I honestly don't hate it because people like to know that stuff. That's the questions that go unanswered on the real interviews. You know, we can't air that on E-News.
Thank you. It's all, how are you? What was it like filming? When you first saw Barnett and you looked in his eyes, no one cares. Now you guys are living together. Who's making the biggest turds? You know, who's making the Turdy Works is what we want to know. All right, guys. I want to thank some of our sponsors right now and share this show. Hit your watch party, share it on a page, your page, a friend's page. Tell somebody about the show. We're also actually streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, and Facebook. Just search Hey Frase. So I want to thank Dr. Will. If you suffer from fibroids, 80% of women will have a fibroid by the age of 50. He is taking emergency patients. HorizonFibroids.com is his website. He's got 3 offices in Maryland, Rockville, in Gaithersburg, and in Frederick, Maryland. So definitely don't suffer alone with any of your fibroid pain. Ladies, if it's an emergency, please go see Dr. Will. R&G Insurance, we love them. They can save you money right now on car insurance. $20, $30 a month, reach out to them, rnginsurance.com. David Gorman is our guy. They're also helping local businesses by offering to pay $10 of your order of $20 or more, and they're picking a local restaurant from the DMV every single week. Now you can go to @DavidGormanInsurance on Instagram. Retro Bottega in DC is the deal this week. So Retro Bottega, the first 15 people that order $20 or more of food, R&G Insurance pays $10 of it. So call today. They open at 5 p.m. They only serve dinner. Maybe it's a great date night thing for you and your significant other tonight. #RG client family. They give back. So we love R&G Insurance. Also, Osteria Maranz. Oh, hold on. You know what? I'm not going to say it right. So let me get all the details. Osteria Marzano. Love them. In Alexandria, Virginia. They're offering Mother's Day brunch takeout. You don't even have to cook for your mama. They're selling gift baskets as well as Mother's Day entire brunch coming with rosé, prosecco. You get to decide. They've also created an Osteria Maranzo market, which allows guests to pre-order groceries. Lots of guests are telling the restaurant how they can't find meat in grocery stores or they're too scared to go to the store. So Osteria Maranzo will do it for you. They bridge the gap and make essentials available in their market. If you want to find out, it is a women-owned business in Alexandria, Virginia. And of course, you can go and follow them on Instagram. It's Osteria Marzano. You can see their Mother's Day menus right there, or you can go to their website, osteriamarzano.com. OSTERIA Marzano, MARZANO.com. Go and check them out today and frequent a female-owned business in the area. Yes, we're all about that. And don't cook for Mother's Day brunch. Instead, let them do. Elena is the owner and it's a female-owned business. So there you go, AJ. Check them out for sure. Paul loves Osteria Maranzo. Great. Good morning, Jenny. We love you. Bree also says it looks like the show is a lot about her trying to be part of helping revitalize the town she lives in. Oh, this is the moose poop woman. LOL. Bree, what town in Maine? Bree's already watched the Turdy Work show. That's great.
Oh, she's on it. Oh, she is on it.
Yeah, Bree, let us know what the town is. I love that. So we have so many pop culture stories I want to get to with all your thoughts. How do we feel about Joe Giudice from Real Housewives of New Jersey, Teresa's ex? I mean, he's never coming back to America. I mean, how many times has his deportation or whatever been denied? He's never coming back. But now apparently he's selling sex toys for Mother's Day. And these things have got more chains and nicks and crevices on them. I mean, I'm scared.
No, okay. So first off, I just want to say this is such a good week for pop culture for us. I appreciate when stories like this come out. I actually live for these stories. If there was going to be an estranged husband who was deported, who had problems with fraud and then turned to sex work, it's Joe. I love this for him. I think I went on a rant on my Instagram story last night and I was just saying, what were his options, right? Was it Guido hair gel? Was it pasta sauce? And then sex toys? He's like, you know what? I want to do sex toys. And then Teresa probably comes out and is like, do it, Joe. Do it. Do it. If it makes money, do it. I love it.
It's for Zalo. Have you ever heard of the site? Zalo USA.
Zalo USA. I had never heard of it.
$69 to $195. He's running a code on his Instagram story. First of all, does anyone on here even follow Joe Giudice on Instagram? Like, what a waste. I think the last time I saw his Instagram, he was trying to do a split, but it wasn't really like a full split all the way to the ground. It was like half him stretching out. I was like, Joe, what are we doing here? And, he's getting juicy again because he's out of jail and he's drinking. So, I'm like, well, good for you, Joe. Do whatever you want, but you're getting juicy again. So I'm not really following you for your workout videos. Juicy now, Joe. I might follow him because I want to see these sex toys. Do you have any of the pictures, by the way?
Oh, yes, I do, honey. Yes, I do. Give me 1 second. Yes, I do. We've got a show for you guys. Okay. Okay, now when you imagine these sex toys, give me what your first thought was. Like when I showed you before the show, was it more of like it was Princess Diana meets the Queen of Genovia? Like it reminded me of Genovian, like Princess Diaries.
Well, I will say this about Zola USA. Here we're giving them all the plugs, but I appreciate them trying to make the toys ornate. So you can see at the top here, I'm not sure what sort of Victorian hammer or whatever is at the top. These look like your grandmother's sex toys. I don't know. I appreciate him trying to be different, but here's the thing. When they have little jewels and stuff bedazzled on them, as someone who's had sex toys lodged inside them for short periods of time, I am not down for this stuff. This stuff makes me nervous, all right? Like, what is this thing at the end? Who wants a chain stuck in their hoo-ha?
I have no idea. It looks like a phone cord, like a phone chain that we used to have back when we were like in 8th grade. I mean, this just looks like your aunt's doilies, like one of those aunts that you don't ever want to hang out with or get stuck in an elevator. I mean, this is so ornate.
It's like a Victorian tampon string, I mean, it's like I put it up there and then my tampon string is lingering out. You give it a tug. I mean, what? This is like if the Vatican put out a line of sex toys. I mean, it's like, where does the incense go? Is the Pope behind this? Like, I mean, I agree. These look, and when you're at Catholic Mass and they always come out and sprinkle you with all the water. Now, this looks like, what do they call that, AJ? You're a good Catholic. They come and sprinkle you with the holy water and they have a wand, if you will.
Yes,
they do. What the wand looks like.
They do. Okay, what do you think about this? This is like Queen of Medusa or something with a snake.
Oh my God. And why does it have an eye or something on it? I don't need anyone looking at my vag aside from my man. I mean, what is this? The evil eye, the third eye on that thing? No, I'm sorry, Joe.
I love it. So if you guys go to his Instagram, he now has it as one of his highlights. And he's basically saying for 20% off, use code Joe and give your mother the happiest Mother's Day she's ever received. Okay.
We need a cut. I'm not giving him any more love. I mean, those are something else. They are something else.
I tell you
Look
what.
at them. God. All right. We've given them way too much attention. I mean, is that a lip balm as well? What is going on? These look so ancient.
Oh my God. The ball gags. It's just far too much.
This would be my luck. I'm sorry. Yes. A piece of jewelry dislodged in my vagina. It's got a third eye on it. Can't really get it out. That'd be so my luck. Joe Giudice's line. Yes, Joe Giudice's line. Yeah, absolutely. You know what?
Oh.
So are we surprised that Kristin Cavallari has left Jay Cutler because he's a lazy bum?
Absolutely not. In fact, I think we called this, right?
Did we see? I figured that their lifestyles were so different. When I watched Very Cavallari, which was for a short time, because I'm going to say I did not find it that riveting. I feel like it had all been done before. It was Kardashians, yet without all the siblings. And it's really following Kristin Cavallari's Uncommon James jewelry line, right?
Exactly.
So I didn't really get into it. I tried to watch it, and I actually found Jay Cutler to be the redeeming part of the show because Jay, she'd always come in and be like, Jay, my girls aren't working. And then Jay'd be like, oh, leave me alone. Like, it was just completely like every time.
So far removed from the relationship. Yeah.
Every time he saw her, the bags under his eyes got bigger and bigger and he didn't want to see her. It was like, oh, you're in my kitchen. Like, so anyway, it was so bad. That was why I watched it. So she says that a couple of years ago, he was offered several gigs as a sports commentator, including a big deal with Fox, and then he turned it down. So all he wants to do is stay home and have a menagerie of animals. What do you think about this? I mean, I thought they had a lot of money. Why does she care if he works?
I thought they had a lot of money too. But just take a look at him. Like, would you want to walk into your living room every single day after a long days at work, a long day at Uncommon James, and he's just sitting there watching his reruns of a broken career that he was never going to ever achieve anything.
What do you want?
Oh, you're here again. What's for dinner, Kristin? And she's like, I am so donezo with you, Jay. Like, I don't want to deal with this. Like, I can just see them.
She, to me, yeah, they seem like such an odd couple from the start. He seems like I don't want to say, I'm sure he's not a nice person necessarily, but he seems like a down to earth guy, right? He wants to have his miniature goats. He wants to have, 10,000 chickens with all different colored eggs, right? I mean, he's basically the male Martha Stewart. All right. So I picture him more with like a Miranda Lambert. If she wasn't remarried, like just these down home hicks, that are out there strumming their guitars and raising 18,000 llamas,
Yes.
I never see them together. Whatever the reason is, I think good for them that they're separating. I hope it works out well for the kids.
I think more and more news is going to come out. I mean, every week we have a new development. It's like, why didn't they just say this from the start? Yeah, Jay Cutler's a lazy piece of crap. Let's just get it out of the way. And that's why Kristin left him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like, okay.
She's out. She's totally done. And I can't wait to see who she starts dating next.
I am curious. Oh, I'm sure it'll be some like, I don't know, wealthy business person or an actor or something like that. Absolutely. I think she's going in a different direction.
It could be somebody that works at Uncommon James. Yeah. We'll keep an eye out.
I think you were too young for this, but a lot of people that are on this who grew up in the 80s and 90s, early 90s will remember this. It was big back then for our parents to take us to chickenpox parties. One kid in the neighborhood would get it, and then all these moms would get the kids together, so all the kids would be infected with chickenpox, and you'd get it out of the way, right? Who remembers this? If you remember this, whether it's Jay Smooth or Claudia or Lita, put it in the comments, because I know people did. My mom took me to several. I never got chickenpox until I was 16. It was so embarrassing. Exactly. I went to school. The kids thought I had like acne. No, in fact, like all these welts were, the big pox. So now people in Walla Walla County, Washington are going to coronavirus parties that people are hosting where one person has it and they're all exposing themselves because they believe in herd immunity. You guys are the dumbest fucks I've ever met in my life.
This angers me beyond anything. Is Walla Walla, Washington, the new Florida? I feel like something people would do this in Florida. This is not okay. This is absolutely okay. So do they not watch the news?
Well, there's so much information coming out about coronavirus, right? But also so much misinformation. Like we don't know, in fact, if people do have herd immunity. That hasn't been proven yet. And, this is much deadlier than the common flu, than chickenpox, right? So doctors are saying, do not do this. If somebody invites you over for a coronavirus party, say no.
Say not interested. Also, there's so many levels of catching it. Also, a lot of people don't even show symptoms. So you could have it, you could catch it at a corona party, and then you could go home and visit your grandmother for her 80th birthday and give it to her. That's how the passing along happens. I don't think people understand that.
I know. I'm so upset about this because I just feel like people are still not taking it seriously. They don't realize how crazy it really is. Paul says I was sent to a chickenpox home and never got it. I know. I was the same way. Also, Mary says I didn't get chickenpox until I was 20. Mary, I feel so much better. Don't know who I got it from. Was around everyone who had it as a kid and I didn't get it then. I know. Seriously. And Colette says she's never heard of such a thing. You've never heard of a chickenpox party or a coronavirus party?
Crazy.
They're both
crazy.
Well, now they have a chickenpox vaccine, so I don't think people even do that anymore.
Yeah, exactly. No need for that. But how insane.
How do we feel about this too? I love the story of the Disney employee. Have you seen this? The Disney employee who worked at Disneyland and is outing on TikTok all the celebs that were sweet and all those that were assholes. Did you read that story?
Yes. That to me is using TikTok for good.
I agree. And I love it so much. So her name on TikTok is Coley Poly Oli 21. Now, Coley Poly 21, doesn't she just sound like she works at Disneyland? Like girlfriend sounds like she absolutely works there. Now, of course, she doesn't work there anymore. But she says Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon, biggest divas, they came. She said that Mariah wouldn't speak to anybody. Nick Cannon wouldn't look at anyone. They didn't want anyone to look at them. I'm kind of surprised at that because when we had the guy on from 100 Humans, he said that Nick Cannon was one of the nicest people he'd ever met.
That's what I was going to bring up. Ty Snow. He said that he had the best experience with Nick, and he was taking pictures with everyone, and it was a great experience. So I'm surprised. I mean, Mariah Carey, I can see that. Mariah Carey, I can see.
Oh, Mariah is such a diva. Like, here's my thing is, wouldn't you expect her to act that way? Like, if she was really sweet and wanted to speak to you, I'd be like, I'm sorry, can the real Mariah please stand up? I mean, I would not be down for that. So she says that Mark Wahlberg was super hot in real life and nice. Will Ferrell was really nice. But then also, did you ever watch Good Luck Charlie? That show?
No, never watched that.
Okay, me neither. Well, Bradley Stephen Perry, who's the actor, she says was a complete asshole. And so he and one of his co-stars are like, we want to meet this woman. We want to talk to her. Like, fuck her. We were not assholes, like all this stuff.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so celebrities are actually commenting like, I wasn't mean, like all that stuff. Yeah, they're coming back at her.
Oh, okay. That's when you start doing drama. See, you can't tag these people, but obviously people in the comments are starting to tag the celebs. And you think like, oh, the celebs are so above this. They would never write honey, we all quarantine in our house. They go to comment.
Well, it's so weird because I actually put up, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to start doing all the stories of like celebrities that I've met and interviewed. So I put up the 3 most awkward celebrity interviews that I ever had. And it's really weird on TikTok, but like Kid Rock's neighbor, like one of the people that I talk about is meeting Kid Rock, and I was trying to party with him. And so
no way. Oh my God. So his neighbor commented?
His neighbor commented, and he's like, oh my God, he's the nicest guy. Like, I'm so sorry you experienced that. Because one of the stories is I interviewed him for Kennedy Center Honors a couple of years ago, and I'm obsessed with Kid Rock. Like, he is so hot. I would love to make out with him. Now, this is all before Schman. So when I got to the red carpet, and I was like a little bit chunkier then. So when he came up, I was like, I just want to party with him. I was like, kid, where are you partying tonight? And he looked me up and down and he goes, we're not partying tonight. And I was like, I was crushed. So I tell these whole stories, and then all the people that know Kid Rock are on there talking about him. It's really crazy.
About like what they actually think about him. Now, I saw the one that you did about Justin Bieber, and I hope that Justin Bieber sees that and comments and then brings you to his home with Haley.
Oh my God. We met Justin Bieber and interviewed him when he was just starting out. This was the video. When he came in, I'm telling you, AJ, we never thought this kid was going to be anything. Like, we didn't care at all. And then 2 years later, he was the biggest megastar. And when he came in, there were 5 people only in the audience. Like, I could have made out with that kid
in the room, there was like 5 girls, like his only supporters at that time.
I want that to be inspiration for people, because back then, that was like 2010. He had 5 fans. 5 fans. That was it.
That just goes to show you. You have no idea where you're going to be. No idea.
No idea. All right. I also love this story with Kate Beckinsale. Isn't she stunning?
Oh, she's so hot. She is so hot. And I just love that, her choice of men, she can have whoever she wants.
46 years old, beautiful. But she's doing a women's health article, and she says she's tired of the double standard because she's dating a guy 22 years old. She's 46. And she says she's over people commenting on it, that it's perfectly acceptable for a 46-year-old man to be dating a 22-year-old woman. Why do you think, age, we've not evolved that this is still a big deal?
I know, it is really sad. I think they always see it as, an older man is just a sugar daddy, and then a young female can benefit. But people forget that it could be the same, the other way around, or actually a younger male could be attracted to an older female, Like, if these women are keeping themselves tight and toned, just like Kate, I feel like it's totally fine. But we always equate it to the old saggy man that's wealthy with these hot young girls.
I love that she's changing this stereotype. I mean, I think about myself. All right, I don't know what it's going to be like to be 50, but when you're 50, I'd be curious other women, like women that are not famous, who are dating men 22. The only thing, and I find this awkward with older guys because I've dated older men, and I had to go to therapy to realize why I was dating older men, which was like I had a daddy complex. But it was always weird to me that you would date these guys 18 years older, and then they have children almost your age, like you're closer in age to their kid. And when I was hooking up with some of these older guys, I was thinking to myself, this is really fucking awkward. You have a kid that's 14. Here I am. I'm only 10 years older. This is bizarre.
That I wouldn't want to go have to meet like my husband's children that are the same age as me. That would make me feel awkward personally.
Yes. But I mean, I'm all for it. I love that, she's a wealthy woman dating younger guys. I mean, do what you want. I think it's terrific. I'm curious to talk to women that are 50 dating somebody 25. I mean, aside from the hot sex, I'm sure the sex is amazing, right? Your world is getting rocked. You were probably with a guy for years. He'd gotten old, he'd gotten fat. He was just scratching his balls. He looks like Jay Cutler, only like another 100 pounds, right?
Yeah. So
you get rid of him. You're with this hot piece that's 25. But after the sex, do you have things in common? Because usually guys are more immature than women.
That's true. So he's actually it's like actually talking to a 14-year-old male if you're hooking up with a 25-year-old. Maybe though, she feels like her childhood was robbed of her for some reason. And so that's why she feels like she can relate to them. She's trying to relive those younger days.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think you're 25, you'll be 26 in August. Would you date a 21-year-old right now?
If there was one that I thought was extremely hot and we actually had a lot in common, for sure. I mean, that's only a 6-year difference, 5-year difference.
Okay, 18.
Okay, it's still legal. Still legal. Still legal. I think I would. Honestly, I mean, I'm not going to say age is going to be a
You would date
factor.
someone 18. What, you're gonna go out and buy them White Claws? Okay, I don't think so. Like, you're gonna go pick them up in the Jeep, buy them White Claws, and go hang out with what, a bunch of kids that have just graduated from high school. You know,
okay, you're making a really good point here. Yeah, I don't really want to be babysitting anybody, and I definitely don't want to have to buy them alcohol. You know, so they better have like their parents' credit card or something that they're racking up because.
I mean, okay, you know what? I think to myself, could I date somebody 24 or 25 right now? I mean, what would I have in common with them? Like, it's still Rona time, and it's more like my bedtime. You know, I mean, I am not looking like Rona season. No thanks. Like, you know, is it 8:30? I'm ready to crash.
It depends on your lifestyle. Like, do I have those days where I go on a complete bender and I act like an 18-year-old? Yes. Now, you are in the body of an 80-year-old. So I feel like you would be great hanging out with an older audience, you know, like like an 80-year-old man. You have the same bedtime. You almost have the same diet. So it would be great.
That's why I refuse to golf, because I think if I do, I've just completely morphed into old. Like, it's like the last step. You know what I mean? Like, my lifestyle is oatmeal in the morning and bedtime at 9. So if I start to golf, I'm automatically 65. Like, that's why I refuse.
I think you'd be great at golf. You should pick that up, please. Please do.
Okay. Oh, can you imagine? There's a video. Well, look, I want to end the show. I got to go pick up my mom from the hospital. So I got to like cut it short. You know, Mama Frase, she had this crazy like blood clot in her aorta. She's going to be just fine. She's on blood thinner. It's a whole story. I'll tell you later. I can't really tell you because we've had so much family drama. I'm not even talking it into existence. So
right. I did have one question about that. I'm happy that she's coming home today. Now, where is the aorta?
It's the valve at the top of at the top of your heart.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. Wow. That's serious. I thought it was like, you know, Achilles heel, aorta, something down there. No, this is serious.
It is serious, but I'm always, you know, it's always crazy to me because life works and I always feel like God works in mysterious ways. But, you know, she's had this vertigo on and off. So she just was like, yeah, I just don't feel right with this vertigo. She goes in and they end up finding this little clot. And luckily they caught it early so they can put her on blood thinners and stuff. But, you know, if she hadn't gone in, I mean, it could have been something that, you know, could have really killed her. So I really hope that people, if you feel like there's just something off with yourself or your parent, just take them in because you never know.
That's so true. You never know. I'm happy you guys did it.
Yeah. I'm really happy too. But you know, we don't usually talk about serious stories. I think this one though absolutely requires it because there's a lot of petitions going around and I want to find a good petition, and probably you guys know, but everyone's probably seen the Georgia man who was shot by 2 white guys who was out jogging, innocently jogging, and it's justice for Ahmaud is the hashtag that's going around. But I just think this story is so terrible. I'm sure you would sign the petition. I'm going to today. These 2 men that killed Ahmaud have still not been charged or arrested. And in Georgia, there's some bullshit about how, we don't want to arrest them because of coronavirus, which is absolute crap because they're arresting people all across the country who are violating corona rules. But I just think that story is worth mentioning to just say, you know, it's disgusting. It's on our radar. And I really hope that his family does get the justice they deserve because that video is just terrible.
It made me sick. I watched it before I went to bed last night. I was telling you, and I couldn't really stomach it. I had to watch something that was, it is very hard to watch. So watch it with just viewer discretion advised. But I think we need justice for him. And I shared it on my Instagram, and I just hope that we can, you know, spread the message as best as possible.
Oh, yeah. Well, 100%. So if you guys have, I believe somebody, and I didn't have time before we hopped on the show to get this, but I believe somebody did an ACLU petition that they shared for these 2 men to be arrested and charged. They absolutely should be. You know, the men allege that they saw him robbing something, you know, but he was out for a jog and then they gun him down. It's so crazy that people do this shit and then take justice into their own hands. Like they've got a shotgun in their fucking truck and then run this guy down. It's like, call the police. If you truly believed that, why wouldn't you call the police, give his location and let them handle it? Which is what the police always say. Like, we've got it from here. Guess what? You don't need to make a citizen's arrest.
It's absolutely disgusting and it's injustice. I can't believe that we still have this exist in our world today above everything else. But I have the website. If you go to runwithmaud.com, they're also doing a run that you can do and you can pose a picture and use the hashtag on your social media. So go to that website for more information.
Yeah. And shame on Georgia. That state should arrest those two men and charge them. And it's disgusting. I cannot believe they haven't taken action. So shame on Georgia. I love that state. I love Georgia residents, but that is absolutely disgusting that those two men remain free. So anyway, you guys got me fired up. Now I'm fired up. So I got to go.
Oh, fired up. Maybe rest in peace. Also, go pick up Mama Frage.
Yes, I'll give you an update tomorrow on Mama Frage. Hopefully this afternoon we'll have a big guest announcement tomorrow. On Monday, I'll tell you more about Cup to Cup podcast, and AJ will tell you more about her appearance coming up next week. And then is Dr. Oz next week? Oh my God. And then Dr. Oz is going to be on the show. Okay, we got a lot of shit. Anyway, guys, we love you so much. Please be safe out there. Mwah, mwah. If you have a topic you want us to cover, Sarah, SARAH at heyfrase.com. If you want to advertise on our social media, it's Sarah at heyfrase.com. Bye, everybody. We love you. Bye, everybody.